Okay, being 7 o'clock, I'm gonna bring the, Dunbarton Board of Selectmen meeting for July 25th, 2024 to meeting, to order. Got two selectmen present this week, Justin is off. We have the town administrator, Bob Martell is recording for the, townspeople. Linda Nickerson will upload those. Okay, moving on to, the first thing we have is some old business with the meeting minutes from last.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes, minutes of July 11th as amended.
I'll second, Mike's motion on that, all in favor?
All in favor?
Aye.
I'd like to defer on we had a special meeting on July 19th, 2024, Dave, I would ask you to review those for the public tonight, what we discussed. However, I'd like to defer approval of those minutes because I'm the only selectman here tonight who was present. I'd like to have a quorum, and that would be Justin that next meeting.
Okay, we had a special meeting, I wasn't present on July 19th. The reason for the special meeting, we had two vendors to work on two different town buildings. That called us and told us they had, holes in their schedule. The one we had got bid on already was doing the demo work on the front of the town, fire department, which was started yesterday. And I think they're gonna complete that tomorrow, and the reconstruction will start at least by Monday. So that vendor, came in, had a hole in their schedule, and was able to come in, and it was a company that just did the demo work over at the transfer station, so we felt that, that was important to have done, so I explained that to Lean, and she called a special meeting. And the second request that same day, was Chicoine Construction. We had talked last year about redoing the rotten portico, railings on the front to match the back one, all wrapped in PVC to keep them from rotting. They again had a hole in their schedule, and the guy that had done the previous ones had about a 2-week hole and was gonna go on to another job and would be tied up probably to the end of the year, so Mike and Justin went over that. Both of these requests were approved, and both of the contractors started working. And again, they were both contractors that we worked with in the past. So those things will be approved at our next meeting. Cause Justin's not here tonight.
Thank
Wanna
you.
give me those ones?
Sure. Thank you.
Okay. Gonna open it up quickly for public comment, if anybody's got anything. Okay, Bring it back to
You're on
town.
the agenda.
Oh, thanks.
bring it back to town business. We have a request from Edith Larson on the, hanging of a quilt on the north wall of the second floor in the town hall meeting area. And she has provided a copy of the quilt. This quilt now hangs down on the first floor.
Yes, in the
Okay.
vestibule.
Did you, check with John Wigan by chance?
I did, and he said there was no problems with hanging it, we have a
Okay.
sprinkler system
Yep.
on the second floor, so it would not be a problem with hanging it.
Yeah, we wanted to run it by our, fire department to make sure he had no issues with it. And Edith and I had talked with the, location prior, right?
Mm-hmm.
And,
That's what, hopefully screws some sound dampening.
that's what we were hoping,
Yes.
and,
Yeah, that was one of the purposes for doing that, moving it up there.
she had talked about covering the entire wall, and I said, let's start with one, baby steps.
So we agreed.
And there was a curtain, installed up there as well, so
Yes,
Stage curtain.
with the
Yeah,
stage
the
curtain
stage
and this,
curtains
we're
will
hoping that
down.
it's gonna, baffle that down some. Like if you wanted to sign that cover on there. So, I don't have any issue with it, Mike, are you okay?
No,
with
I
it?
think it might even get more exposure to the public.
So,
good.
you have the permission to go ahead and get that hung up there and,
Now, here's the only thing, I don't have the ability myself to hang it.
yeah,
And because it's, I think it's about 6 by 6, maybe a little bigger.
and you have the appropriate hanger for the top of
And
it?
it's already down there, what it's hanging on will simply be taken down, that will be taken upstairs, and it'll be rehung on
We'll
that.
put a request in to have our
Handyman.
handyman put it up.
Okay, that would be great.
That
Yeah.
way it gets fastened to
So
some,
when he's available, I'll make sure he meets with you, so you can give, or maybe tape
Sure.
where, it might be nice if you met with him.
Oh, I'll be glad to, yeah, just let me know, and I'll be glad to, and,
you put that in the
basically, we just
center of the
wanna
wall
center it.
there?
We just wanna center it.
Yeah, perfect.
So that will be
But I
good.
think a face-to-face would be good.
Yes, oh yeah, I'll be more than happy to, like I say, just let me know.
Is one thing I had on the calendar here, are they still doing regular meetings up there for the, Dunbarton Town Hall Restoration Committee meeting?
Not really, because
Okay.
we've pretty much run out of purpose.
Right.
We're still, together, but there really isn't anything that we
Okay.
still have.
If you guys do have one, just CC me with an email or send it in to
Sure.
Lean.
Yeah, so we can get it on the calendar.
Yeah,
I've been kind of circling it, but,
okay,
yeah, if you guys do have one for any
Yeah.
issues, I'll.
So I
I'll
can
try
take
to
it
get
off the
that in.
calendar, that's what you're saying?
I would say for now, or put like summer break on it for now or something.
cause this really kind of ends our commitment, the drakes are up. I don't think they've come back this week, but they are going to, they just need an adjustment. Right now, it looks like a little boy with too short pants, but they said they'll get that adjusted, and the balance
heard
is up
that,
in there,
yeah.
and they need to do the back drape also, but it's a beautiful color, and it really looks nice, so.
Well, I'm thinking if we do add curtains or something else, eventually we'll keep the committee together and have them get together and provide a recommendation and
Sure.
go from there.
Okay,
Okay,
all right, well, thank you very much. I
thank you, have a
appreciate
good day, thanks for coming in.
it. Okay,
Thank you, Ian.
thank you.
Okay, we need a signature from Mike on this one. We had a recommendation from our town attorney. It's illegal for us to use town funds to maintain a class 6 section of road. And Guinea Road is a section we had been doing. We have to notify the landowner, we had talked about this in a couple previous meetings, that we will not be maintaining that section of road, so that maintenance will, go on to them.
I seem to recall that was also decided at the planning board level when he accepted,
Yeah,
it was part of the decision process.
The
it was on the
minutes.
plan, we've been doing it,
It's minimal, like grading and, I don't know if there's any.
and plowing,
and
so.
plowing, but,
We've been doing it quite a while, and it's, not something we can expend town money on a class 6 road, so. That being said, looking at the RSA and having the recommendation from the town attorney, we're notifying that landowner, so. I imagine they'll come in and talk with us, and they're welcome to if they have any questions for us. We have a bid here on the Eastern Minerals. Lean and I reviewed earlier today, this has gone down, from the previous year, it was $76.90 a ton, it is now $75.90 a ton. It was substantially higher during COVID, and appears to be coming down. So, we'd like to make a motion for the recommendation of the, Town Highway Department. Jeff Crosby has approved this, so I'll make a motion to accept the bid, from July 18, 2024, for the 24-25 season on the bulk road salt of $75.90 per ton.
I'll second that. I think it was a good bargain last year, it's even better bargain this year.
Yeah. Motion been made, second, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. That's a good deal. Okay. We have a, updated policy, coming from the road agent that we need to sign the back copy of, so we can accept it in. So this is for construction on all class 6 and private roads. Again, the town attorney said we should have a town policy. We have this policy, we've worked on it in the past. And, put it together and worked again with the building, department on it and with Jeff Crosby and. We need to sign that.
it'll be certified with the clerk.
And we'll get Justin's when he comes in next week.
For the record, there was, some disparity between what, the road agent put out, what the planning board was doing, and what the selectmen wanted done. And so, we got advisement from the town attorney that we should have one policy, follow one policy. And we get input from all those departments, to include the selectmen, and we have a great policy, I think, is a good starting point. It's a living document, it can change if we have to, but it's a good start, Dave, thank you.
Okay, moving on, to some mailbox items we have here. We have a notice from Fred Mullen. The perambulation between Hooksett and Dunbarton has been completed and filed with the Secretary of State. Fred, how'd that go? You wanna give us any update?
Yeah, we met, Jeff Trexel came out with me,
Oh, nice.
and, we met the, director from the Public Works Department of Hooksett,
Yep,
and, we met at, Armin's Way, 23 Armin's Way, and I had called ahead of time to get permission from the landowner. Jeff is a member of the 20th Rifles, 20th Ski Club, so there was no problem getting in there, and I couldn't get, any information from the town office in Bow, both the landowner and Bow, but I took a ride over there about a month ago and secured their permission and told them what day we were gonna do it. So, that was the easy one. The guy says, this easy, well, this is the only one. Hooksett's got 3 monuments, the rest of the towns no. So anyhow, I told him I'd take care of the paperwork, because it's easy for me to do it.
Yeah.
I've been doing this since '97, and I live 4 miles from the Secretary of State's office, so it was a little big deal. So anyhow, we got done by almost noontime, we started at 9, so it worked pretty good on that one.
well, that's great, I appreciate
We
you doing
still
all
gotta
that work.
get, together with, Hopkinton and Goffstown this year, we haven't heard anything from them yet. But to me, is to do it now in the fall, not now, you know.
Mike, have you ever gone with Fred?
No, but the thing is, could you just describe what you actually do for the public's
Yeah, well, it goes back to when the state law goes back to 1651,
Okay,
doing the perambulation. You have to walk your boundary markers to make sure they're still there, somebody hasn't removed them, and you gotta do it every 7 years. And we take and repaint all the engravings, measure the monuments, and since I've been doing it, I've been taking pictures and taking GPS coordinates. Now, you cannot use a GPS to replace the old rods and footage, because a handheld GPS is only good for 10 to 30 feet. So you'd be moving the town lines if you did that, but I write that up, what I use for a handheld GPS, what datum I use, what position format I used, and, for general location purposes only, so you can find them.
gotcha.
And then we go from there, and that's what we do. Also, you cannot, when I write up the report, I put the GPS coordinates in there, I put waypoints in there, I put the original rods and footage in there, so anybody that comes after me should be able to find them. Now, also, sometimes it's quite a fun thing, because when I first did the bowl line with Dunbarton, I was told there was 8 monuments by the town administrator in Bow. He says, no, there's 15 of them, and we're gonna find them all. And it hadn't been done correctly since 1942.
Okay,
And on my kitchen table, using a compass and a scale and stuff, I plotted them all out, because the little squares on topographical maps, you know, I get able to get that long, and I put them in a GPS, and that's how we found them all,
gotcha.
you know, so,
So overall, it was a successful mission.
yeah.
Very good.
And Dave came with us last year when we did the wear line. We tried to get him lost, but he found his way back.
Was that the farthest one,
No, Bow is,
always?
yeah, it's all zigzag. Ware is kind of a straight line.
Yeah.
Now, you know how Ware got their town line? Is that, back prior to 1822, the town line between Ware and Dunbarton was wherever the farmer's land ended. So nobody could agree where the town line was. So 1851 is when the state legislature and the towns set that town line between the corner of Hopkinton, Bow, and Dunbarton, and Goffstown, Bow, and Dunbarton. It says there will be a straight line through there. And so there's one perambulation back at that time frame had an L listed in there. And I went through all the records of the state archives, I was curious what the L meant. Well, the state legislature says you have to put an L on the marker no further than 100 rods. Now, a rod is 16 and a half feet, so it's like 160 feet. So anyhow, that was the only time, because some of those L's were in trees, some were painted on something else, so they all disappeared.
Yes.
But there was some markers I found which says WDL, I said, what the heck is the L? And so that was the line, so it's pretty interesting. But what's the most fun part of that? Since 1651, you walk in the same footprints as these other people did it,
Very good,
you know, it's part of history, it's fun.
absolutely.
But
Thank you
anyhow,
for
it's-
sharing that, it's, again, when you
He's
talk
gonna,
about,
he's gonna edit that part anyway.
no editing allowed.
Well, it was a good night to be able to talk about it, cause we don't have much on the agenda. Next thing on the agenda for the mailbox items, we got a notice from the town of Bow that they put in the gates on Guile Hill Road. Two gates, one on their side and one close to our border of the land of Dunbarton. The gates are shown here. They call them gates, but they put wooden pieces that can be removed that aren't nailed in. And, my only problem with that is, you know, a gate you can swing open, drive through and swing it back closed. These, if somebody is gonna go through there, it's a lot of work. Put the boards down on the ground, go through, put the boards back up. So, they did show us paperwork that any class 6 section of road can be subject to gates and bars by a new RSA. So.
Just can't be locked.
They just can't be locked, so. It says the boards are removable, which, it's gonna be a lot of work for somebody, but it is what it is. Neither of the gates are in the town of Dunbar, one's on our border, one's on the other end of the road,
Exactly.
a few hundred feet down. So. The next thing we have here is a press release notice for Page's Corner. We got the email this week that they were gonna start preparing the intersection for the four-way stop. Again, this was completely, set up by the, DOT. They met with us at our last meeting, and it actually happened much quicker than we thought it would. But we did put it on our website, the police put it on their website,
And we're supposed to have it on marquee as well.
the marquee as well, and there's all kinds of signage that's gonna be down there on the intersection road. That being said, we did get an email from our, from John Trottier, that was thanking whoever had dealings with getting this done and started, because somebody that walks by that intersection and uses it to drive through on a daily basis, he said it's unbelievable how, accident prone it is, so. It's, I'm hearing there is some good feedback about it, and there's already some bad feedback about it. It's one of those things, you're gonna hear things from both sides, but this was highly recommended by the state DOT, and, I think it is gonna be one step further on.
Proven safety.
Just for the record, this isn't a permanent fix.
Yeah, it is temporary until the turnaround, which is coming up next. So, that being said, we had, the next, piece of letter we have is from Central New Hampshire Regional Planning. They wanna know if the town is still interested in them, doing a 10-year plan on the rotary circle at that thing, and I think, Mike, we can tell Lee to go ahead and send them
Absolutely,
a
yes.
letter with the selectmen's backing,
Mhm.
to go ahead and keep that in the works. It looks like 2032 is the date that they're thinking that this funding will come through for this. It does say it's eligible for federal funding on those two roads. It also says if we need sidewalks or anything else within those roads, that, federal funding would be applicable for that as well. So. I'm gonna go ahead and,
It's just an
So
email,
on top of that-
email back to them.
yeah,
I'll read it. I just got it after 4 today, so then there's 3 attachments we have to complete.
Yeah, they want a response by August 30th, so we could.
Yeah, I have time.
Yeah.
so John sent this in, as I said before. I would like, this is John Trottier, like to extend my thanks to all those involved in getting this to happen. I noticed the dig safe markings at the northeast corner of the intersection during my walk. Being a resident that resides within a half mile of the intersection and drives through it daily and witness aftermaths of accidents, thank you. He put some other notes down here to update people, suggestions about posting rules for the road when navigating a four-way stop, reminder to use directionals and be courteous. Thank you, John, for sending that in. That's all I have on there. For the mailbox items. Now I'm gonna bring it, for public comment. Go ahead, Fred.
I got two that just remind me of. First is the intersection.
Yeah.
That's, to me, not really gonna solve anything. The biggest part of the problem is people blowing the stop sign coming from where? And reports we get sometimes when we're down there on accident, what stop sign? Never saw it. The problem is, coming from where you're climbing a knoll by the deli. As you're coming down, your eyes are into the sky, and you got trees on both sides. They gotta get your eyeballs down, to somehow they gotta get the people's attention to look down.
Well, one good thing with the four-way stop, from all directions, they're gonna have some new signage
Right,
stating that it is now updated to a four-way stop for a month's period of time. So that hopefully will focus people, again, like you said, down on the road.
but wintertime, I've seen before, DOT couldn't make the hill from the power lines.
Right.
They had to go, turn around and go backwards and put sand under their tires to sand the road because we had freezing rainstorms. So that's part's not gonna be solved.
You know, and that was their big reason several years back for not going to a four-way stop,
Yeah.
and I brought that up at the last meeting. They said that nowadays they should be able to maintain that road so that people can move out.
Yeah.
And, more vehicles are four-wheel drive and front-wheel drive than
But
before.
you got the commuter traffic coming in the evening, coming home from out of Concord area. Imagine how the backup is gonna be,
Yeah.
and somebody's not gonna give. You know, they're gonna
Well,
play train. Yeah.
one thing they did say, Fred, is they got, from the other states they looked at,
Yeah,
everywhere they did a four-way stop on intersections, even ones that didn't have as high a traffic volume as this, it reduced the major accidents by 58%.
Right.
Because even if you have an accident, people are going slower typically, so
correct.
they aren't as fatal and as
You're right.
bad, so that's the only thing I'm hoping that,
I mean, they did that down the Parker Station Road and going Pond Road, that was great.
That's a
Yeah,
good one,
Because people coming from where, you wouldn't see them till you're already in the inside.
I enjoy that one as well, I go to
Yeah.
the end of that road, it was pretty dangerous.
it was
going
hairy.
I
out.
hope it works, but I have my doubts on it. My other thing is, about a week or so, maybe 2 weeks ago, to Mary Gerard, the librarian,
Yeah,
she asked me to give a geocaching course, you know, for the mothers and the kids. So we did that, the second floor of the town hall. It was 87 degrees up there and 80% humidity, but there's a ban on opening the windows, why is that?
I don't think there was a ban on opening the windows, but what happened is people were opening the windows and pulling
Yeah.
the top sash down.
Well, Mary says she was told we can't open the windows.
In the winter, they were going home closing the bottom sash,
Yeah,
and on 2 or 3 occasions last winter, Mary thought, okay, it was feeling too cold in there.
yeah,
So I went up, because when you fill that with people, it heats up very fast, as you know. I went up. Windows were left down 6 inches on the top on 3 windows. We've been heating it for 2 weeks like that,
yeah.
so,
But there, we could open the windows if we had to.
yeah, sure you can. And the other thing too is, before you have a lot of people up there, and I did teach Mary how to start the air handler,
Yeah,
turn that on to,
well, she did put that on,
okay,
but it didn't solve anything.
no,
Because we looked at the thermometer, it was still 87.
yeah,
But you do have a window to the left-hand side of the stage, if you're facing the stage, there's a sign there, do not open.
the one to the left of the stage is the one that falls down on the top the most.
Yeah. But, the others, if the door was open or the northeast corner window
Yeah.
was open, and open the others, you could get cross ventilation, but it was stifling up there that day, you know, but.
Lean, why don't we, I put a note down earlier, but if you put a note on there to call Harvey Industries.
Yeah.
See if we can have a representative come out and meet, and, some of those windows, Fred, if you, unlock them, the top sash slides down because of
Yeah.
the weight of the sashes, they're really big
They
windows.
still got window weights on them?
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
no,
No,
they're replacement windows, but
Okay,
the
I used to
balances,
replace the
the balance,
window weights.
the balances are worn a little bit,
Yeah.
but they aren't weights, they're spring
No.
balances.
Are they all spring?
When somebody comes to sign out to get the key and everything, is there anything on that paperwork that says make sure the windows are closed before? Just as a reminder?
I don't know if we have anything on the policy of the room about closing the windows.
Yeah,
They have all tried to close them, but the problem is the top sash slides down, and unless you put your hand on the glass, slide it up,
Yeah.
and lock it, it doesn't work.
okay.
And what they're doing is they're breaking the locks, they're doing all kinds of things, so we need to have it looked at a little bit.
yeah,
So that was the reason, they were leaving them open in the middle of winter.
Are they of historic value, the windows?
No, they're replacement windows.
Okay. You know,
The windows that used to be there, had the rope and the window weights in them.
yeah,
Those were historic, and
Yeah.
they were thrown out before our times.
No, they weren't.
No?
During my time, I replaced some of those.
Oh, you did?
I replaced some of the ropes that were in there.
I mean, if some of the windows don't work, we can probably look at the problematic ones and think about replacements.
Well, no, I think they'll replace the balance.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
That's why I called Harvey, they're Harvey windows.
They're Harvey windows, okay,
Yeah.
excellent.
I think, Langley Construction might have done that when they did the first floor of the library. They worked there on a couple different times.
Be nice, you know, it'd be like one of those commercials, you can open the window and close it and it works.
Yeah,
Anything else, Fred?
no,
Bob?
sorry I
Well
made the
said.
meeting too long.
That's all right. Good thing everybody knows who Fred is, so. Lean, what do you have?
I don't have anything.
Mike?
I'm good today.
I have just a couple of small things. We spoke about those portico rails earlier. Since then, they've been rebuilding the new ones in their workshop. And today they removed the old ones, and I wanna thank the transfer station for coming down and picking that stuff all up, getting that out of here for us. And just a quick update on the AC and heat system in the police/fire station. We had a discrepancy in how those were bid. We had
You
two
sent out-
companies bid them one way, and we had another company bid it a different way. So I've called up, and I'm meeting Tuesday with the companies to get everybody on the same page, so that we can have the bids be apples for apples. One of the companies will not replace the furnace, cause they don't do heat systems, but other than that, we're moving ahead with a lot of small projects that we needed to get done.
Yeah, I thought it was worthwhile that one of the contractors pointed out that the boiler of the furnace was faulty
Yeah.
and a safety hazard, so
Yeah.
I'm very pleased to see that.
So we're gonna do the heat system as well, and not just CDC. Lean. Geez, I was just gonna make a phone call to somebody. Well, I'll think about it afterwards.
Heating, you talk about the two contractors.
No, I did all that. I don't know. I'll bring it, if I think about it, I'll bring it up. Motion to adjourn,
Motion, second?
motion been made, second, all in favor, aye. 7:29.